Underworld, Evolution is a 2006 American action horror film directed by Len Wiseman from a screenplay by Danny McBride, based on a story by Wiseman and McBride. For it is the sequel to Underworld, 2003, and the second installment in the Underworld film series. The film stars Kate Beckinsale, Scott Speedman, Tony Curran, Shane Brawley, Stephen McIntosh, Derek Jacobi, and Bill Nighy. The plot follows Selene and Michael, again played by Beckinsale and Speedman, respectively, as they fight to protect the Corvinus bloodline from its hidden past. Underworld, Evolution premiered at the Cinerama Dome in Los Angeles, California on January 11, 2006, and was released in the United States on January 20, by Sony Pictures Releasing. The film received generally negative reviews from critics and grossed over $113 million worldwide against a production budget of $45 million. The film was followed by the prequel Underworld, Rise of the Lycans in 2009 and later a direct sequel Underworld, Awakening in 2012. Plot: in 1202, an army led by the three vampire elders, Marcus, Victor, and Amelia, arrives at a village full of werewolves. Victor and Amelia capture their target, Marcus's twin brother, William Corvinus, the first and most powerful werewolf. Despite Marcus's defiance, Victor orders that William be forever imprisoned in a secret location. In the present day, vampire Selene takes Michael to a safe house so that she can confront the vampire regent Craven. She plans to stop Craven from killing Marcus. Marcus awakens before Craven arrives and kills him and his men. Lawrence Macaro, an elderly man, sends in a team to investigate the aftermath of the battle in the Lycan's lair. When Macaro examines Victor's corpse, he finds a metal disc which matches a pendant originally worn by Sonia. The other half of the pendant is possessed by Michael after Lucian's death. Using the knowledge of computers obtained from Craven's blood, Marcus tracks Selene and Michael down and attacks them, but they evade him and hide in a warehouse. There, Selene and Michael share their feelings and have sex. Knowing that the pendant is important to Marcus, Michael and Selene set out to discover why he wants it. Selene recalls that she saw it as a child, but does not know its significance. They travel to the hideout of the exiled vampire historian Andreas Tanis. Tanis reveals that Marcus was the first vampire, one of the three sons of Alexander Corvinus, the first immortal. Marcus was bitten by a bat and metamorphosed into a vampire, while William was bitten by a wolf and metamorphosed into a werewolf. The third son remained human and gave rise to a line of mortal descendants including Michael, who became the first Lycan vampire hybrid. The first werewolves created by William were entirely feral and unable to return to their human forms. Due to William's destructiveness, Marcus approached Victor, then a dying mortal warlord, and offered to metamorphose him and his army into vampires in exchange for tracking down and stopping William, and destroying those he had infected. Victor did not kill the brothers because he was led to believe that doing so would result in the immediate extinction of all vampires and Lycans. Tanis further reveals that Selene's father was the architect who built William's prison and that the pendant is the key. Victor killed Selene's family because they knew the prison's location, but metamorphosed Selene into a vampire with the location of the prison encoded in her blood. Tanis then refers Selene and Michael to Macaro for help. After Selene and Michael leave, Marcus arrives and drinks Tanis' blood to learn Selene and Michael's location, killing Tanis. Visiting Macaro, Selene and Michael discover he is Alexander Corvinus, the forefather to both the vampire and Lycan races. Alexander reveals that he has devoted his entire immortal life to keeping the vampire Lycan war a secret, and refuses to assist Selene in killing his sons. Marcus arrives, fights Michael and impales him. He learns the location of William's prison by drinking Selene's blood before mortally wounding his father and obtaining the other half of the pendant. He mocks his father's refusal to help William, revealing that he intends, with William, to rule the world as the master of a race of vampire Lycan hybrids. At Alexander's bidding, Selene drinks his blood, enhancing her physical strength and healing abilities to a level equivalent to that of a hybrid. Afterwards, Alexander blows up his ship, killing himself. Selene, aboard Alexander's helicopter, leads his team to the prison to confront and destroy Marcus, but he has already freed William. In the ensuing battle, Michael, presumed dead and carried aboard the helicopter, awakens and joins the fight in his hybrid form, killing William by ripping his head off. Selene engages Marcus in hand-to-hand combat, killing him by pushing him into the rotor blades of the team's crashed helicopter. After the battle, Selene discovers that Alexander's blood granted her hybrid abilities, including being immune to the effects of sunlight, which is lethal to vampires. Cast: Kate Beckinsale as Selene, a death dealer. Lily M. Sheen as young Selene. Scott Speedman as Michael Corvin. Tony Curran as Marcus Corvinus. Derek Jacobi as Alexander Corvinus/Lawrence Macaro. Stephen McIntosh as Andreas Tanis. Shane Brawlett as Craven. Bill Nighy as Victor. Zita Gorog as Amelia. Brian Steele as William Corvinus. Andrew Cavadas as Selene's father. Kayla Levins as Selene's sister. John Mann as Samuel. Soundtrack: Underworld, Evolution, Original Motion Picture Soundtrack. Soundtrack album. Released January 10, 2006. Genre: alternative rock, alternative metal, post-hardcore, industrial, nu metal, metalcore, gothic metal. Length 62:19. Label: Lakeshore. Producer: Skip Williamson, Brain McNellis and Len Wiseman. Underworld film series soundtrack chronology. Underworld. 2003, Underworld, Evolution, Original Motion Picture Soundtrack. 2006, Underworld, Rise of the Lycans. 2009. Professional ratings. Review scores. Source rating: AllMusic star half star 5. Track listing: No. Title: artist length: 1. The Undertaker, Renolder mix, Pussifer 357. 2. Morning After, Julian K remix, Chester Bennington 414. 3. Where Can I Stab Myself in the Ears, The Legion of Doom remix, Hawthorne Heights 358. 4. To the End, RNR Cheryl mix, My Chemical Romance 312. 5. Vermilion, PT2, Bloodstone mix, Slipknot 339. 6. Burn, Alleged remix, Alkaline Trio 402. 7. The Last Sunrise, Dusk mix, Aiden 355. 8. Bite to Break Skin, The Legion of Doom remix, Senses Fail 408. 9. Her Portrait in Black Atreyu 402. 10. Washing Away Me in the Tides Trivium 347. 11. Eternal Battle Mendoza 410. 12. Our Truth Lacuna Coil 404. 13. Cat People, Putting Out Fire, Gosling 501. 14. Why Are You Up Bobby Gold 310. 15. Suicide Meat Beat Manifesto 314. 16. HW2, cover of Halloween 2, originally recorded by Sam Hain, Cradle of Filth 338. Release. Box office. The film opened at number 1 on 3,207 screens with a weekend box office, January 20th to 22nd, 2006, of $26.9 million, for an average of $8,388 per theater. 1 As of March 12, 2006, the film had grossed a total of $62.3 million in the United States and $111.3 million worldwide. 1. Critical response. As of August 31, 2021, Underworld, Evolution has a 17% overall approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes based on 104 reviews, with an average rating of 3.9/10. The site's consensus reads, "A visual and oral assault on the senses, this vampire werewolf sequel makes a lot of noise and features a heavy-handed, overly convoluted story." 6. The template below, Metacritic Film Pros, is being considered for deletion. See templates for discussion to help reach a consensus. Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned the film a score of 36 out of 100, based on 21 critics, indicating generally unfavorable reviews. 7 audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of B+ on an A+ to F scale. 8. A few scenes of the film were shown in a panel at Comic-Con in San Diego, in July 2005, however, these scenes did not contain any plot spoilers of the script, with attendees only being informed about the new hybrids by production designer Patrick Tatopoulos. The preview was well received as hundreds of fans waited hours to see a clip of the film, as well as Kate Beckinsale and the other stars. 9. Jeanette Katsoulis of the New York Times criticized the film's steel blue filter and described it as a monotonous barrage of computer-generated fur and fangs. 10. Peter Hartlaub of the San Francisco Chronicle began his review by saying, "You can tell that Underworld, Evolution is trying to be an artistic action horror film, because every scene is bathed in the color blue," going on to say that the film is an admirable attempt to test the boundaries of the genre, though is confusing and not fun to watch. 11. Home media. The film was released on DVD on June 6, 2006 12 and on Blu-ray on June 20, 2006. 13. Accolades. Award subject nominee result. MTV Movie Awards 14 Best Hero Kate Beckinsale nominated. Scream Awards 15 Scream Queen 1. Prequel and sequel. The next film in the series, the prequel Underworld, Rise of the Lycans, depicted the background history that led to the Vampire Lycan War of the first and second films. A fourth and fifth film, the sequels to Underworld, Evolution, titled Underworld, Awakening and Underworld, Blood Wars, were released on January 20, 2012 and January 6, 2017, respectively. Catherine Romany Beckinsale, born July 26, 1973, 1234 is an English actress. The only child of the actors Richard Beckinsale and Judy Liu, she debuted in the series premiere of the 1975 daytime drama Couples. In 1993, she made her theatrical film debut with a role in Kenneth Branagh's adaptation Much Ado About Nothing whilst studying at the University of Oxford. She played leading roles in numerous British costume dramas such as Prince of Jutland, 1994, Cold Comfort Farm, 1995, Emma, 1996, and The Golden Bowl, 2000. She also starred in Pearl Harbor, 2001, Serendipity, 2001, The Aviator, 2004, and Click, 2006. Since taking the role of Selene in the Underworld film series, 2003 to 2016, Beckinsale became known for her work in action films, including Van Helsing, 2004, Whiteout, 2009, Contraband, 2012, Total Recall, 2012, and Jolt, 2021, while also earning praise for her roles in the small-scale drama Snow Angels, 2007, Nothing But the Truth, 2008, Everybody's Fine, 2009, Love and Friendship, 2016, and The Only Living Boy in New York, 2017. She returned to television in the limited series The Widow, 2019. Early life and education. Catherine Romany Beckinsale was born on July 26, 1973 in Isleworth, London. 5'6". She is the only child of actors Richard Beckinsale and Judy Liu. 7. Her half-sister from her father's earlier marriage is actress Samantha Beckinsale. 7. Her father was partly of Burmese descent. 8. 9. Her parents did not marry until 1977, prior to Beckinsale starting nursery school. 10. When she made her first television appearance at age 4, in an episode of This Is Your Life, dedicated to her father. 11. When she was 5, her father died suddenly of a heart attack, aged 31. She was deeply traumatized by the loss and started expecting bad things to happen. 12-7. Her widowed mother moved in with director Roy Battersby when Beckinsale was 9 and she was brought up alongside his 4 sons and daughter. 13. She had a close relationship with her stepfather 7, who was a member of the Workers' Revolutionary Party during her youth. 14. She helped to sell the News Line, a Trotskyist newspaper, as a little girl and has said the household phone was tapped following Battersby's blacklisting by the BBC. 14. Family friends included Ken Loach and Vanessa Redgrave. 14. Beckinsale was educated at Godolphin and Latimer School, an independent school for girls in Hammersmith, West London, and was involved with the Orange Tree Youth Theatre. 15. She was twice a winner of the W. H. Smith Young Writers Award for both fiction and poetry. 16. She has described herself as a late bloomer. All of my friends were kissing boys and drinking cider way before me. I found it really depressing that we weren't making campfires and everyone was doing stuff like that. 17. She had a nervous breakdown and developed anorexia aged 15-18 and underwent Freudian psychoanalysis for 4 years. 7. Beckinsale studied Russian at school 19 and read French and Russian literature at New College, Oxford, and was later described by her contemporary Victoria Coren Mitchell as whip clever, slightly nuts, and very charming. 20. She became friends with Roy Kinnear's daughter Kirsty. 21. She was involved with the Oxford University Dramatic Society, most notably being directed by fellow student Tom Hooper in a production of A View from the Bridge at the Oxford Playhouse. 22. As a modern languages student, she was required to spend her 3rd year abroad, and studied in Paris. She then quit university to focus on her burgeoning acting career. It was getting to the point where I wasn't enjoying either thing enough because both were very high pressure. 7. Beckinsale has stated she would like to complete her studies at the University of Oxford. 23-24. When Beckinsale was 51, her mother died of stage 4 cancer, aged 78. Beckinsale said, "She died the night of July 15th in my arms after immeasurable suffering." 25. Career. 1991 to 1997, early acting roles. Beckinsale decided at a young age she wanted to be an actress. I grew up immersed in film. My family were in the business. I quickly realized that my parents seemed to have much more fun in their work than any of my friends' parents. 26. She was inspired by the performances of Jean Moreau. 27. She made her television debut in 1991 with a small part in an ITV adaptation of P.D. James' Devices and Desires. 28. In 1992, she starred alongside Christopher Eccleston in Rachel's Dream, a 30-minute Channel 4 short. 29. In 1993, she appeared in the pilot of the ITV detective series, Anna Lee, starring Imogen Stubbs. 30. In 1993, Beckinsale landed the role of hero in Kenneth Branagh's big screen adaptation of Much Ado About Nothing. It was filmed in Tuscany, Italy, during a summer holiday from the University of Oxford. She attended the film's Cannes Film Festival premiere and remembered it as an overwhelming experience. Nobody even told me I could bring a friend. 17. I had Doc Martens boots on, and I think I put the flour from the breakfast tray in my hair. 31. Peter Travers of Rolling Stone was won over by her lovely performance. 32. Vincent Canby of the New York Times noted that she and Robert Sean Leonard look right and behave with a certain naive sincerity, although they often seem numb with surprise at hearing the complex locutions they speak. 33. The film grossed over $22 million at the box office. 34. She made 3 other films while at university. In 1994, she appeared as Christian Bale's love interest in Prince of Jutland, a film based on the Danish legend which inspired Shakespeare's Hamlet. 35. And starred in the murder mystery Uncovered. 36. In 1995, while studying in Paris, she filmed the French-language Marie-Louise ou La Permission. 37. Shortly after leaving Oxford University in 1995, Beckinsale starred in Cold Comfort Farm, as Flora Post, a newly orphaned 1930s socialite sent to live with distant family members in rural England. The John Schlesinger-directed film was an adaptation of Stella Gibbons's novel and also featured Joanna Lumley, Eileen Atkins, Ian McKellen, Rufus Sewell, and Stephen Fry. Beckinsale was initially considered too young, but was cast after she wrote a pleading letter to the director. 38 Emmanuel Levy of Variety was reminded of the strength of a young Glenda Jackson and the charm of a young Julie Christie. 39. Kevin Thomas of the Los Angeles Times classed the actress as yet another of those effortlessly skilled British beauties who light up the screen. 40. Janet Maslin of the New York Times felt she played the role with the perfect snippy aplomb. 41. The film grossed over $5 million at the US box office. 42. Also in 1995, she appeared in Haunted, a ghost story in which Derek Ellie of Variety felt she holds the screen, with both physical looks and verbal poise. 43. 1995 saw Beckinsale's first professional stage appearance, as Nina in The Seagull at Theatre Royal, Bath. She became romantically involved with co-star Michael Sheen after meeting during play rehearsals. 44 She later said, "I was all revved up to feel very intimidated. It was my first ever play and my mother had cut out reviews of him in previous productions. And then he walked in. It was almost like, God, well, I'm finished now. That's it, then. He's the most outrageously talented person I've ever met." 45. Irving Wardle of The Independent felt that the casting, including Michael Sheen's volcanic Kostya and Kate Beckinsale's steadily freezing Nina, is mainly spot on. 46. In early 1996, she starred in two further plays, Sweetheart at the Royal Court Theatre 47 and Clocks and Whistles at the Bush Theatre. 48. Beckinsale next starred in an ITV adaptation of Jane Austen's Emma, playing Emma to Mark Strong's Mr. Knightley and Samantha Morton's Harriet Smith. "You shouldn't necessarily like Emma," Beckinsale has said of her character. "You do love her, but in the way the family of a young girl could be exasperated by her outrageous behavior and still love her." 38. The program was aired in autumn 1996, just months after Gwyneth Paltrow had starred in a film adaptation of the same story. 38 Karen James of the New York Times felt that while Ms. Beckinsale's Emma is plainer looking than Ms. Paltrow's, she is altogether more believable and funnier. 49. Jonathan Brown of The Independent has described Beckinsale's interpretation as the most enduring modern performance as Emma. 50. In 1997, Beckinsale appeared opposite Stuart Townsend in the comedy Shooting Fish, one of the most commercially successful British films of that year. 51-52 I just had my wisdom teeth out, Beckinsale later recalled of the initial audition. "I was also on very strong painkillers, so it was not the most conventional of meetings." 53. Ellie wrote of an incredibly laid-back performance. 54. Thomas felt she just glows as an aristocrat facing disaster with considerable aplomb. 55. She narrated Austen's Emma for Hodder and Stoughton audiobooks 56 and Diana Hendry's The Proposal for BBC Radio 4. 57-58 Also in 1997, she played Juliet to Michael Sheen's Romeo, in an audio production of Romeo and Juliet, directed by Sheen. 59. In Beckinsale's last film before her move to the US, she starred as Alice in Channel 4's Alice Through the Looking Glass, released in July 1998. 60. 1998 to 2002, moved to Hollywood. At this point in her career, Beckinsale began to seek work in the United States, something she has said wasn't a conscious decision. "My boyfriend was in a play on Broadway, so that's why we ended up in New York, and my auditions happened to be for American films." 61. She starred opposite Chloe Sevigny in 1998's The Last Days of Disco. The Whit Stillman film focused on a group of mostly Ivy League and Hampshire College graduates socializing in the Manhattan disco scene of the early 1980s. Beckinsale's American accent was widely praised. 62, 63, 64 Kenneth Duran of the Los Angeles Times felt her role as the bossy Charlotte was beautifully played. 65. Todd McCarthy of Variety was unimpressed by the film but noted that compensations include Beckinsale, looking incredible in a succession of black dresses, whose character can get on your nerves even if the actress doesn't. 66. Her performance earned her a London Critics' Circle Film Award. 67. The film grossed $3 million worldwide. 68. In 1999, Beckinsale appeared opposite Claire Danes in Broke Down Palace, a drama about two young Americans forced to deal with the Thai justice system on a post-graduation trip abroad. A then 26-year-old Beckinsale played a young girl. 69. Danes had hoped to become friends with Beckinsale during the shoot but found her complicated and prickly. 70. McCarthy said the leads confirm their status as two of the young actresses on the scene today most worth watching, finding Beckinsale very effective at getting across layered character traits and emotions. 71. Danes and Beckinsale are exceptionally talented young actresses, said Thomas, but unfortunately, the script's seriously underdeveloped context defeats their considerable efforts at every turn. 72. Stephen Holden of the New York Times felt that Beckinsale's character never comes into focus. 73. The film was a box office failure. 74. 2000's The Golden Bowl marked Beckinsale's first role following the birth of her daughter. The Merchant/Ivory production was based on the novel by Henry James and also starred Uma Thurman and Jeremy Northam. Beckinsale's partner, Michael Sheen, hit Northam on the film set after he followed Beckinsale to her trailer to scold her for forgetting a line. 75. Holden noted the most satisfying of the four lead performances belong to the British cast members, Ms. Beckinsale and Mr. Northam, who are better than their American counterparts at layers of emotional concealment, adding each beat of Beckinsale's performance registers precisely. 76. Thomas felt her performance would take her to a new career level. 77. Andrew Saris of the New York Observer asserted that she comes close to capturing the sublimity of Maggie, despite the obvious fact that no movie can capture the elegant copiousness of James' prose. 78. The film grossed over $5 million worldwide. 79. Beckinsale rose to fame in 2001 with a leading role in the war film Pearl Harbor, as a nurse torn between two pilots, played by Ben Affleck and Josh Hartnett. She was drawn to the project by the script. It's so unusual these days to read a script that has those old-fashioned values to it. Not morals, but movie values. It's a big, sweeping epic, you just never get the chance to do that. 80. Director Michael Bay initially had doubts about casting the actress. I wasn't sure about her at first. She wore black leather trousers in her screen test and I thought she was a little nasty. It was easy to think of this woman as a slut. 81. He eventually decided to hire her because she wasn't too beautiful. Women feel disturbed when they see someone's too pretty. 82. He asked her to lose weight during filming. 83. In a 2004 interview, the actress noted that his comments were upsetting. 84 and said she wore leather trousers because it was snowing out. It wasn't exactly like I had my nipple rings in. 85. She felt grateful that she had not had to deal with such criticism at a younger age. If I had come onto a movie set at a younger age and someone had said, "You're a bit funny looking, can you go on a diet?" I might have jumped off a building. I just didn't have the confidence to put that into perspective at the time. 81. However, speaking in 2011, she said she was very fond of Bay. 86. Pearl Harbor received negative reviews. Owen Gleiberman of Entertainment Weekly praised the avid-eyed, ruby-lipped Kate Beckinsale, the rare actress whose intelligence gives her a sensual bloom. She's like Parker Posey without irony. 87. A.O. Scott of the New York Times noted that Mr. Affleck and Ms. Beckinsale do what they can with their lines, and glow with the satiny shine of real movie stars. 88. However, Mike Clark of USA Today felt that the usually appealing Kate Beckinsale is inexplicably submerged, like her hospital colleagues, under heaps of tardy makeup that even actresses of the era didn't wear. 89. The film was a commercial success, grossing $449 million worldwide. 90. Beckinsale's second film appearance of 2001 was in the romantic comedy Serendipity, as the love interest of John Cusack. It was filmed directly after Pearl Harbor, and Beckinsale found it a real relief to return to something slightly more familiar. 61. Turan praised the appealing and believable leads, adding that Beckinsale reinforces the strong impression she made in Cold Comfort Farm, The Golden Bowl, and The Last Days of Disco after recovering nicely from her appearance in the much-maligned Pearl Harbor. 91. Claudia Pook of USA Today felt that Beckinsale's talents haven't been mined as effectively in any other film since Cold Comfort Farm. 92. McCarthy found her energetic and appealing. 93. Elvis Mitchell of the New York Times described her as luminous but determined. 94. In an uncomplimentary review of the film, Roger Ebert described her as a good actress, but not good enough to play this dumb. 95. The film grossed over $77 million at the worldwide box office. 96. In 2002, Beckinsale starred in Lisa Kolodenko's Laurel Canyon, as a straight-laced academic who finds herself increasingly attracted to her free-spirited future mother-in-law. The independent film was another opportunity for Beckinsale to work with Christian Bale, her Prince of Jutland co-star. She found their sex scene awkward because she knew Bale well. If it was a stranger, it would have been easier. 97. While Frances McDormand's performance as Bale's mother was widely praised, Beckinsale received negative reviews. Holden found the film superbly acted, with the exception of Ms. Beckinsale, whose tense, colorless Alex conveys no inner life. 98. Critic Lisa Schwartzbaum was unimpressed by the tedious characters and criticized the fussy performances of Bale and Beckinsale in particular. 99. The film grossed over $4 million worldwide. 100. 2003 to 2006, action roles. Beckinsale at the 53rd San Sebastian International Film Festival, 2005. Beckinsale became known as an action star after playing a vampire in 2003's Underworld. The film was markedly different from her previous work, and Beckinsale has said she was grateful for the change of pace after appearing in a bunch of period stuff and then a bunch of romantic comedies. 101. Adding that it was quite a challenge for me to play an action heroine and pull off all that training when in real life I can't catch a ball if it's coming my way. 102. The film received negative to mixed reviews but was a surprise box office hit and has gained a cult following. 103. Also in 2003, she starred in the little scene Tiptoes with Gary Oldman and Matthew McConaughey. 104. In 2004, Beckinsale starred in the action horror film Van Helsing. She was so surprised to be appearing in her second action film in 2 years. It just seemed like a very good role. 105. Beckinsale had just separated from her long-term boyfriend Michael Sheen at the time of filming and appreciated the warm atmosphere created on set by director Stephen Sommers and co-star Hugh Jackman. I really did find that working with people like Stephen and Hugh made it possible to get through what I was going through. 106. The film grossed over $120 million at the US box office and over $300 million worldwide, but it was not well reviewed. 107. 108. Mick LaSalle of the San Francisco Chronicle described her as a pretty actress doing her best to maintain dignity, vainly trying to craft a feminist statement from a filmmaker's whimsy. 109. Rex Reed of the New York Observer felt she was desperately in need of a new agent. 110. Also in 2004, Beckinsale portrayed Ava Gardner in Martin Scorsese's Howard Hughes biopic The Aviator. Scorsese decided to cast Beckinsale because, "I've always liked her. I've seen all her work, and I was glad that she agreed to audition. 111. Beckinsale's performance received mixed reviews. Ken Tucker of New York Magazine said she played the part in full vivum blossom. 112. LaSalle felt that she manages to convince us that Ava was one of the great broads of all time. 113. However, Clark described it as the one performance that doesn't come off, though Beckinsale has the requisite beauty. 114. Peter Bradshaw of The Guardian stated that Gardner's rich, voluptuous sexiness is completely absent as Beckinsale sleepwalks through the role as if she was advertising perfume. 115. The film grossed over $213 million worldwide. 116. In 2006, Beckinsale reprised her role as Selene in the successful vampire sequel Underworld, Evolution, directed by her husband, Len Wiseman. 117. It was the first time she had been involved with a movie from the moment it's a germ of an idea right through the whole editing process. 118. Her daughter had a small role as the younger Selene. 118. The film was a box office success, grossing $111 million worldwide. 119. Beckinsale's second film appearance of 2006 was opposite Adam Sandler and Christopher Walken in Click, a comedy about an overworked family man who discovers a magical remote control that allows him to control time. The opportunity to play a mother was one of the things that was attractive to me about the part. 120. It was highly profitable, grossing $237 million worldwide against a production budget of $82.5 million. 121. 2007 to 2008, focus on small-scale drama. Beckinsale at the London premiere of Live Free or Die Hard, June 2007. Beckinsale then made a return to smaller-scale projects. My experience is that I sort of stepped away from the independent movies and did a couple of big movies. But that's not necessarily how it's perceived by everybody else, which I do understand. 122. I enjoy an action movie as much as the next person, but it's not something that I would like to do solely. 123. She explained that she had originally decided to appear in Underworld because she felt typecast in classical roles. It was assumed that I use a chamber pot and wear bloomers. 124, but that her action career kind of took off a little too much. 125. In 2007, Beckinsale starred opposite Sam Rockwell in the independent drama Snow Angels, based on the novel by Stuart Onan. The harrowing film, in which she played an overwhelmed single mother, put Beckinsale in kind of a tough place. I did have my kid, my husband, and, in fact, my ex was around a lot, so it was very nice to come home to my people whom I love. 123. Poog felt Beckinsale gives her best performance in years. 126. Richard Corliss of Time described it as her sharpest work yet. 127. However, Scott felt that her skill and discipline cannot overcome the sense that she is an exotic species transplanted into this grim ecosystem. Hard as she works to convince us otherwise, it's a stretch to believe that a woman with the kind of poised confidence in her own beauty she manifests would wind up with an underachieving mouth breather like Glenn. 128. The film grossed solely $414,404 worldwide. 129. Beckinsale at the 2008 Toronto International Film Festival. Also in 2007, Beckinsale appeared alongside Luke Wilson in Vacancy, a thriller set in an isolated motel. Sarah Jessica Parker was originally cast in the part, but she dropped out before filming began. 130. Bradshaw felt Wilson and Beckinsale have the chops for scary movies. 131. Gleiberman noted Luke Wilson, with his hangdog defensive mopiness, and Kate Beckinsale, all sexy severity, are ideally matched as a couple who hate each other. 132. However, Manala Dargis of the New York Times was unimpressed, referring to Beckinsale as the reigning queen of the bland bees. 133. The film was profitable, grossing $35 million worldwide against a production budget of $19 million. 134. In 2008, Beckinsale appeared in Winged Creatures, a film about how 6 different witnesses cope with the aftermath of a shooting. Beckinsale played a waitressing single mother in an ensemble cast which included Dakota Fanning, Jennifer Hudson, and Forrest Whitaker. It was a really nice experience, but it was quick, said Beckinsale of the filming process. I just felt a bit like I was shot through a cannon. 123. Betsy Sharkey of the Los Angeles Times felt she played the role with a white trash verve and found her character's raw ache for that someone with money and respectability is palpable. 135. However, Dargis felt that Beckinsale and her castmates have a tough time filling out characters that are at best abstractions of grief and often just cliches. 136. The film received a very limited theatrical release in New York and Los Angeles. It was released simultaneously on DVD. 137. Also in 2008, Beckinsale starred in Nothing But the Truth, as a journalist who refuses to reveal her source. The film, co-starring Vera Farmiga and Matt Dillon, was inspired by the case of Judith Miller. As part of her research for the role, I spent some time at the LA Times with some female reporters, and I spoke to Judith Miller about her experience. I really researched the hell out of that one, and it was an amazingly fulfilling, brilliant experience. 123. Ann Hornaday of the Washington Post asserted that Beckinsale and Farmiga played 2 of the most fascinating female movie characters to hit screens in a long while, and they've been brought to life by 2 gifted actresses, each working at the top of her game. 138. Beckinsale received a Critics' Choice Award nomination for her performance. 139. The film never received a full theatrical release after the distributor filed for bankruptcy. 140. And the film grossed solely $186,702 worldwide. 141. I have prayed for film companies to go bankrupt on films I've made, and then this happens on the one I love, said Beckinsale. Usually it's the ones you're most embarrassed about that are on the side of every bus. 142. 2009 to 2015, return to action films. In 2009, Beckinsale starred in the comic book adaptation Whiteout, as a U.S. Marshal tasked with investigating a murder in Antarctica. It was filmed in Manitoba, Canada. 125. She found the action scenes less physically demanding than those in Underworld because 3 pairs of trousers and a parka gives you a bit more protection than the latex suit. 125. The film was critically panned and a box office failure, failing to recoup its budget. 143. With critics' consensus, Beckinsale is as lovely as ever, and does her best with the material, but moribund pacing and an uninspired plot leave Whiteout in the cold. 143. She also made a brief cameo in the prequel Underworld, Rise of the Lycans. She appeared in flash-forwards composed of footage from 2003's Underworld. 144. Also in 2009, Beckinsale starred in the family drama Everybody's Fine alongside Robert De Niro, Drew Barrymore, and Rockwell, her Snow Angels co-star. Beckinsale was excited by the opportunity to work with De Niro, whom she had first encountered years and years ago when I Just Had Lily and he was putting together a reading of The Good Shepherd. 122. Everybody's Fine was a box office flop, failing to recoup its production budget. 145. In May 2010, Beckinsale sat on the 9-member 2010 Cannes Film Festival jury, chaired by director Tim Burton. 146. Unable to find a script she felt passionate about, Beckinsale kept a low profile in 2010 and 2011, opting to spend time with her daughter. 147. Beckinsale returned to acting in 2012 with appearances in 3 action films. Beckinsale first appeared in the action thriller Contraband. She had a supporting role as the wife of Mark Wahlberg's character, a former criminal who gets forced back into a life of crime after his family members are threatened. The film was directed by Baltasar Kormaker, who also starred in the Icelandic language version of the film, Reykjavik Rotterdam. 148 The San Francisco Chronicle felt Beckinsale was stuck in a bit of a thankless role as the victimized wife, but she does try to infuse a harder edge to the character. 149. The Hollywood Reporter stated that Beckinsale, her innate classiness calibrated down a few notches, has little to do but be supportive, worried and, eventually, besieged. 150. Entertainment Weekly felt that the woman in peril stuff is second-rate, giving off a whiff of exploitation. 151. While Variety found the repeated violence towards Beckinsale's character disturbing. 152. The film had a production budget of $25 million and grossed over $96 million worldwide. 153. Beckinsale next reprised her role as Selene in the 4th installment of the vampire franchise Underworld, Awakening. 144. The franchise was initially conceived of as a trilogy and Beckinsale was not intending to do another one but was convinced by the quality of the script. 154. The Hollywood Reporter noted that when she's not actually fighting, her performance consists of little more than striding purposefully toward or away from the camera. 155. The Los Angeles Times remarked that she finally manages to perfect the monotone delivery she'd been honing for the series' first 2 entries. 156. The film had a production budget of $70 million and grossed over $160 million worldwide. 157. 158. Also in 2012, Beckinsale appeared as the wife of a factory worker in the sci-fi action remake Total Recall, directed by her husband Len Wiseman. 159. She has said Wiseman joined the project because he was unable to receive studio financing for an original sci-fi idea. You're constantly finding yourself having to defend doing a remake when you didn't really want to make one in the first place. 147. The film received mainly negative reviews. 160. Variety found her performance one note while The Hollywood Reporter described her as one-dimensional. 161. 162. USA Today remarked that she spends much of the movie strutting down hallways and looking relentlessly, though blandly, nasty. 163. The film grossed $198 million against a production budget of over $125 million. 164. 165. In 2013, Beckinsale starred in the legal thriller The Trials of Kate McCall opposite Nick Nolte and James Cromwell. 166. The film received negative reviews and was released as a Lifetime movie. 167. 168. She next appeared in the little-seen psychological thriller Stonehurst Asylum, loosely based on Edgar Allan Poe's short story The System of Dr. Tar and Professor Feather. 169. 170. A lukewarm critical reception greeted the film upon its DVD release. Jeanette Katsoli of the New York Times said Beckinsale was emoting as if an Oscar nomination depended on it. 171. While Dennis Harvey of Variety found her performance overwrought. 172. In 2014, she provided the voice for Queen Erin, a character in the Elder Scrolls Online video game. 173. Also in 2014, Beckinsale starred in the psychological thriller The Face of an Angel alongside Daniel Bruhl. The film, directed by Michael Winterbottom, was inspired by the case of Meredith Kercher. 174. Jessie Hassanger of the AV Club felt her charismatic performance was wasted. 175. Also in 2015, she starred alongside Simon Pegg in the poorly received British comedy Absolutely Anything, as an author agency employee and the love interest of a man, Pegg, chosen by 4 aliens to do anything he wants. 176 Tom Huddleston of Time Out said her character is never really developed, which is perhaps a blessing, because her cut-glass posh performance is almost as grating as Peg's. 177. A fan of Monty Python growing up, in 2014 Beckinsale appeared on the 4th episode of Monty Python's Best Bits, Mostly, where she spoke of her favorite Python comedy sketch. 178. 2016, Present, Love and Friendship and Beyond. Beckinsale at Comicpalooza 2016. In the 2016 romantic comedy Love and Friendship, which premiered at the Sundance Film Festival, Beckinsale reunited with her Last Days of Disco collaborators Stillman and Sevigny. Based on Jane Austen's Lady Susan, the film revolved around her role as the title character, a wry and calculating widow, as she pursues a wealthy and hapless man for marriage originally intended for her daughter, though she eventually marries him herself. The film was universally acclaimed by critics 179 and found commercial success in Urdu cinemas. 180 Justin Chang of Variety described the role as one of the most satisfying screen roles of her career. Beckinsale magnetizes the screen in a way that naturally underscores how far ahead of everyone else she is, an effect that doesn't always work to the movie's advantage. 181. Todd McCarthy of The Hollywood Reporter remarked, "There aren't great depths to the role, but Beckinsale excels with the long speeches and in defining her character as a very self-aware egoist." 182. Also in the year, she starred in the horror film The Disappointments Room, opposite Mel Rado, both playing a couple in a new house that contains a hidden room with a haunted past. The film was heavily panned by critics and flopped at the box office. 183. It only made $1.4 million in its opening weekend, and a total of $2.4 million in North America. 184. Christian Holub of Entertainment Weekly concluded that most of the film is just Beckinsale walking around looking worried. 185. While Joe Layton of Variety found her credible and compelling, except for when she's trying way too hard in a rather unfortunate scene that calls for drunken ranting. 186. In late 2016, Beckinsale returned as Selene in the 5th installment of the Underworld franchise, Underworld, Blood Wars, which grossed $81.1 million worldwide. 187. 188. Beckinsale starred opposite Pierce Brosnan, Callum Turner, and Jeff Bridges in Mark Webb's romantic coming-of-age drama The Only Living Boy in New York, 2017, 189 as a book editor and the mistress of a publisher whose son sees his life upended. Reviews of the film were mediocre, while it found a limited audience in theaters. 190. The AV Club found Brosnan and Beckinsale to be vastly more interesting by the twin virtues of not disguising their voices and fitting so poorly into the sad-faced melodrama this movie wants to be. 191. She is attached to star in an adaptation of The Chocolate Money by Ashley Prentice Norton. 192 with a screenplay by Emma Forrest. 193 in 2018, Beckinsale starred as Ingrid Carpenter in the British film Farming. 194. Beckinsale starred in the ITV/Amazon Prime drama The Widow, 2019, her first TV series for more than 20 years. 195. The series stars Beckinsale as an Englishwoman who believes her husband, killed in a plane crash 3 years prior, is still alive in the Congo. 196. 197. Beckinsale starred in the American action comedy film Jolt alongside Bobby Cannavale, Laverne Cox, Stanley Tucci, and Jay Courtney. Jolt was adapted from a screenplay by Scott Waska and directed by Tanya Wexler and released by Amazon Studios on July 23, 2021. 198. That same year she starred in the Paramount Plus dark comedy streaming television Guilty Party. In that series, she served as executive producer as well. 199. In 2021, Deadline announced that Beckinsale would star in the Catherine Hardwicke-directed family drama Prisoner's Daughter. 200. Modeling. Labeled an English rose by the BBC as early as 2001, 201 Beckinsale has worked occasionally as a model. In 1997, she appeared in the music video for George Michael's Waltz Away Dreaming. 67. She starred opposite Orlando Bloom in a 2002 Gap television advertisement directed by Cameron Crowe. 202 She appeared in a Diet Coke television advertisement in 2004, directed by Michel Gondry. 203 204 She advertised Absolut Vodka in a 2009 print campaign photographed by Ellen von Unworth. 205 206 Personal life. Relationships. Beckinsale was in a relationship with Welsh actor Michael Sheen from 1995 to 2003. They met when cast in a touring production of The Seagull in early 1995 and moved in together shortly afterwards. 207 208 209 In 1997, they voiced an audiobook production of Romeo and Juliet. 59 Their daughter was born in 1999. 210 211 In 2001, Beckinsale said she was embarrassed that she never proposed. 45 212 But felt as though she was married. 213 They broke up in early 2003, after the filming of Underworld. 214 Beckinsale and Sheen remain close friends. She remarked in 2016, "He's really dear, close family. He's somebody I've known since I was 21 years old. I really love him a lot." 215. Beckinsale met American director Len Wiseman while working together on 2003's Underworld. 216 She persuaded Wiseman to cast Sheen in the film. 217 But while on set, Beckinsale and Wiseman fell in love. Wiseman's then-wife Dana, a kindergarten teacher, accused her husband of infidelity with Beckinsale. 218 Beckinsale and Wiseman married on May 9, 2004 in Bel Air, California. 219 They separated in November 2015. Wiseman filed for divorce in 2016, citing irreconcilable differences. 220 221 Their divorce was finalized in November 2019. 222 Beckinsale briefly dated American comedian Matt Rife in 2017 and 2018. 223 224 From January 2019 until April 2019, Beckinsale was in a relationship with American comedian Pete Davidson. 225 226 Personal and political beliefs. Beckinsale is a smoker. 227 When she was 9, her mother moved in with Roy Battersby, and his sons introduced her to cigarettes. 228 18 She is a teetotaler, stating in 2003, "I've never been drunk even. I've never taken drugs. I've never had a one-night stand." 229 In 2007, she appeared alongside David Schwimmer in the 6th of the Writers Guild of America member-conceived internet videos for Project Speechless, in support of the UGA labor strike against the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers. 230 231 In 2012, she appeared alongside Judy Greer and Andrea Savage in the Funny or Die video Republicans, Get in My Vagina, a satire of the Republican Party's policies concerning abortion and prenatal care. 232 Legal issues. In July 2003, the Press Complaints Commission dismissed a complaint filed by Beckinsale. She alleged that the tabloid Daily Mail had invaded her and her daughter's privacy by publishing photographs of the actress embracing and kissing her then-boyfriend Len Wiseman. 233 The article in question was headlined, "Mummy's latest love scene leaves Lily unimpressed," and included a picture in which her then 4-year-old daughter appeared to be ignoring her mother's romantic actions. 233 The commission found that the photographs had been taken in a public place and did not reveal any private details about Lily such as her health or schooling, but were restricted to general observations about her apparent reaction to her surroundings. 233. In August 2003, Beckinsale received a published apology from the Daily Mail after it claimed that she had spent time in a clinic following her breakup with Michael Sheen. 234 The apology was issued after she filed a complaint with the Press Complaints Commission. 234 In 2009, Beckinsale was awarded £20,000, equivalent to £31,900 in 2025, in damages by the British High Court after taking legal action against Express newspapers. 235 The Daily Express had falsely reported that she was facing heartbreak after losing out on a role in a remake of Barbarella. 235. Philanthropy. The British Heart Foundation has been Beckinsale's charity of choice ever since she was 6 years old. 236 237 When her father, who had coronary artery disease, died of a massive heart attack. She has also donated film memorabilia to the Epidermolysis Bullosa Medical Research Foundation. 238 239 Medicinema. 240 Habitat for Humanity. 241 and the Entertainment Industry Foundation. 242 In 2008, she hosted the 4th annual Pink Party to raise funds for the Women's Cancer Research Institute at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. 243 and organized a screening of All About Eve for Film Made International. 244 In 2012, Beckinsale joined Nestle's Share the Joy of Reading program to raise awareness about the importance of literacy. Robert Scott Speedman 1, born September 1, 1975, is a Canadian actor and model. He is known for portraying Ben Covington in the coming-of-age drama television series Felicity, Lycan, vampire hybrid Michael Corvin in the gothic horror, action Underworld films, and Barry Baz Blackwell in the TNT crime drama series Animal Kingdom. His other film work includes Duets, Dark Blue, XXX, State of the Union, The Strangers, Barney's Version, The Vow, and Crimes of the Future. In 2021, he returned to Grey's Anatomy as a main character following a guest role in season 14 as Drive Nick Marsh. In 2026, he is the main character of same name in the drama series R.J. Decker. Early life. Speedman was born in London, to Scottish parents Mary, née Campbell, a primary school teacher and champion runner, and Roy Speedman, 1944 to 1999, a department store buyer. 3 For his sister, Tracy, died from cancer on February 8, 2016. 5 At the age of 4, he and his family moved to Toronto. 1 He was a competitive swimmer who attended Earl Haig Secondary School's now-defunct gifted athlete program. As a member of the Canadian junior national swim team, Speedman placed 9th at the 1992 Olympic trials. 1 Suffering a neck injury soon after, he was forced to leave the sport. To find a new focus outside of athletics, Speedman became interested in acting. He went on to attend the University of Toronto and York University to study his craft. 1. Career. 1995 to 2000, early career. Encouraged by a friend to appear on Speaker's Corner, a viewer-open forum run by Toronto's CITIFE, Speedman expressed interest in auditioning for the role of Robin in the film Batman Forever, which was being cast in Toronto at the time. Though the appearance earned him an audition, Speedman was not cast in the role, which was ultimately given to Chris O'Donnell. The audition did, however, give Speedman the exposure he needed, and he quickly arranged an agent and began auditioning for Canadian television and film roles. 1. Speedman at the 2000 Toronto International Film Festival. Speedman made his television debut in 1995, appearing in an episode of the series Kung Fu, The Legend Continues, followed by a recurring role in the series Nancy Drew that same year. After appearing in several small TV roles, Speedman decided to go to New York City to study for a short time at the neighborhood playhouse before dropping out and returning home to Toronto. His big break came when he got a call from an American casting agent who wanted him to audition for a new series called Felicity. Portraying brooding college student Ben Covington opposite overnight star Carrie Russell as Felicity, Speedman received much acclaim on the popular series. Soon after Felicity, Speedman began to get offers for more prominent roles while working on the series. In 2000, Speedman was given the role of Billy Hannon opposite Gwyneth Paltrow in the film Duets. 2001 to 2012, Breakthrough. After ending a 4-year run on Felicity, Speedman quickly found success in film. In 2002, he was cast in his first major starring role in a feature, portraying an inexperienced LAPD detective caught in a web of corruption, opposite Kurt Russell, in the police drama Dark Blue. Next, Speedman portrayed the husband of a terminally ill woman opposite fellow Canadian and high school alumna Sarah Polley in the independent drama My Life Without Me. Speedman won a Golden Wave Award for his work on the film. 10. Later in 2003, Speedman starred opposite Kate Beckinsale in the supernatural thriller film Underworld. Making an impression on audiences in the stylized vampire, werewolf film, Speedman was honored with a Saturn Award in the category Cinescape Face of the Future Award. 10. He went on to star alongside James Marsden in the thriller The 24th Day 11 and Ice Cube in XXX, State of the Union. 12. Upon the success of the first Underworld film, Speedman reprised his role as Michael Corvin in the 2006 sequel Underworld, Evolution. 13. He appeared alongside Willem Dafoe in Animorph and Wes Bentley in Weirdsville. Speedman also starred with Liv Tyler in the 2008 horror thriller The Strangers, and alongside Rachel Blanchard in the mystery drama Adoration, directed by Adam Egoyan. 14. Speedman at the premiere of Barney's version in January 2011. In July 2009, it was reported that Speedman was to star alongside Dustin Hoffman among others in the film adaptation of Barney's version. Pre-production began in August 2009, and filming took place in Rome, New York and Canada. 15. Speedman also starred in the independent western The Last Rites of Ransom Pride alongside Lizzie Kaplan and Dwight Yoakam. 16. Archive footage of Speedman from the previous Underworld films was used in the 2012 and 2016 sequels, Awakening and Blood Wars. His facial likeness was superimposed on a stand-in for his character's brief role in the film. He had a supporting role as Jeremy in The Vow. Speedman last starred as XO Sam Kendall in the ABC military drama series Last Resort, which premiered on September 27, 2012. 17. 2013, present, independent films. In June 2013, Speedman was selected to star in Ryan Murphy's HBO production called Open alongside Wes Bentley. 18. In 2014, he co-starred with Julia Stiles in Luis Quiles' Sala thriller film Out of the Dark. 19. He starred in various independent films such as Barefoot, 2014, The Captive, 2014, and The Monster, 2016. He starred as Barry Baz Blackwell in the TNT crime drama series Animal Kingdom until the first episode of Season 3. 20. In 2018, he had a guest role on Grey's Anatomy as Dr. Nick Marsh 21 before becoming a series regular in Season 18. 22. In October 2020, it was announced that Speedman had been cast in the recurring role of Matthew Engler on the third season of the Netflix thriller series You. 23. In September 2025, it was announced that Speedman had been cast in a major role for ABC series R.J. Decker, which has picked up the series. 24. Personal life. Speedman is engaged to swimwear designer Lindsay Ray Hoffman. 25. They have 2 children. Tony Curran is a Scottish actor who has appeared in the film Underworld, Evolution, 2006, the television series Doctor Who, 2010, the miniseries Roots, 2016, and the Netflix historical drama film Outlaw-King, 2018. He appears in different minor roles in Marvel Cinematic Universe productions, including the film Thor: The Dark World, 2013, the second season of the Netflix series Daredevil, 2016, and the Disney Plus miniseries Secret Invasion, 2023. In late 2022, Curran starred in the BBC drama Mayflies. In the 2025 Starz streaming series Outlander, Blood of My Blood, he appears as Simon Fraser, Lord Lovat. 1. Education. Curran is a graduate of the Royal Scottish Academy of Music and Drama. 2. Career. Curran appeared in the BBC television series This Life. Since then, he has appeared in a number of major film and television roles, including Rodney Skinner, The Invisible Man, an original character in The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. To portray the Invisible Man, he donned a special suit that turned him into a walking blue screen. According to his commentary on the DVD, he looked like a Smurf on acid. He also played vampire roles in Guillermo del Toro's Blade 2 as Priest and Underworld: Evolution as Marcus. In 2006 he appeared in the unrated film Red Road. 3. Curran played the role of Dad Akhtar on the sci-fi series Defiance, and in 2014, he co-starred with Diana Vickers in the thriller film Awaiting. 4. In 2016 Curran signed to play Callum in the new E4/Netflix original series Crazy Head. Curran portrayed Vincent van Gogh in the science fiction television series Doctor Who. The episode, written by Richard Curtis, was rated by Screen Rant as the best of Matt Smith's time as the Doctor. 5. A scene where Curran plays Van Gogh, taken into the future to see his work in a modern museum, has been described as one of the most emotional in the entire series. 6. 7. Curran also made a cameo appearance in the Doctor Who episode The Pandorica Opens. In 2002, Curran played SGT Pete Twomley in the ITV series Ultimate Force, which was broadcast in over 100 countries. Curran later worked in Season 8 of The Flash, where he portrayed Despero in his human form and voiced him in his true alien form, starting in the 5-part episode Armageddon. He starred in the 2018 film Outlaw-King, alongside Chris Pine, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, and Florence Pugh. His lead performance in the poignant 2022 BBC drama Mayflies was described by The Guardian as devastating. 8. In 2023, he joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe, playing a Skrull infiltrator who had assumed the identity of Derek Weatherby, C of the British Secret Intelligence Service, aka MI6, in the series Secret Invasion. Personal life. In 2012, he married Min Wen. The couple have a daughter. 2. Curran has campaigned for charities and was named as an official ambassador of the Celtic FC Foundation. Stephen McIntosh is an English actor and narrator. He is perhaps best known for his role as Andreas Tanis in the action horror films Underworld, Evolution, 2006, and Underworld, Rise of the Lycans, 2009. McIntosh received a British Academy Television Award nomination for his leading role in the BBC One television film Care, 2000. His other notable roles were in the films Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, 1998, and The Land Girls, 1998, as well as the first series of Luther, 2010. Early life and education. Stephen McIntosh was born in Cambridge, England, the son of Dorothy Paris and Malcolm McIntosh. 1. He attended Icknield Primary School in Sawston 2, living on 34 Queensway. He attended Sawston Village College until the age of 14, and Dramawise Theatre School, gaining 5 O-levels. 3. He made his stage debut, aged 14, in The Number of the Beast at the Bush Theatre in London, for then landed the lead role in the National Theatre production of Brighton Beach Memoirs. 5. Career. Film. McIntosh's first film appearance was in Prick Up Your Ears. He went on to star in Memphis Belle, Twelfth Night, and David Leland's Land Girls with Rachel Weisz and Anna Friel, and co-starred with Rupert Graves in Different for Girls as a transgender woman. He played Winston in Guy Ritchie's film Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. His other notable films include Roger Mitchell's The Mother, The Jacket, Good with Viggo Mortensen, Underworld, Evolution and Underworld, Rise of the Lycans. He played Tony in Rupert Wyatt's feature The Escapist and Kurtzer in Film 4's The Scouting Book for Boys. McIntosh played Yvonne Lewis in the big screen version of The Sweeney. He played Jack in Set Fire to the Stars with Elijah Wood and worked with Michael Cotton-Jones for the second time on his film Urban Hymn. Radio. He played Maj Shoal and Perwalu's fictional police detective Martin Beck in the BBC radio drama series The Martin Beck Killings. Television. McIntosh played a peasant boy, the Luck Child, who is prophesied to be king in Jim Henson's The Storyteller, S1E4. McIntosh played D.S. Winter in the 10-part series Lucky Man, created by Stan Lee for Carnival Films and Sky TV. He played Robbo in From There to Here by BAFTA-winning writer Peter Boker for the BBC and played John Coniston in the acclaimed Inside Men for BBC One. His other numerous credits include Luther, Lost Christmas, The Other Bullen Girl, The Buddha of Suburbia, Prime Suspect and Our Mutual Friend. McIntosh won Best Actor at the Royal Television Society Awards and a Best Actor nomination at the BAFTAs for his role in Care for the BBC. In recent years he has become a popular choice to narrate documentaries. Citation needed. He replaced Jamie Theakston to narrate the BBC police documentary, Traffic Cops. He also narrates on the documentary Air Crash Confidential from Discovery Communications and Saving Lives at Sea on BBC Two. Personal life. He married the actress Lisa Jacobs on November 7, 1988 in London. 6. They have 2 daughters, including Martha McIntosh, born 1992. Shane Brawlett is a Northern Irish actor, writer, and director known for his role as Craven in the Underworld franchise. Life and career. Brawlett was born in Belfast, Northern Ireland, and comes from a family of Northern Irish actors, although he has done most of his film work in the United States. After some independent films, he played a small role in the science fiction thriller Imposter, based on a story by Philip K. Dick. His most notable role to date is in Underworld as Craven. He reprised the role for Underworld, Evolution and Underworld, Rise of the Lycans. He starred in CSI, New York in 2007 in the final episode of Season 3 Snow Day. Besides acting, Brawlett writes and directs films. His first short film, Wise Guys, was well received at the Atlanta, New York and Daytona Beach film festivals. Citation needed. Brawlett lives in Beverly Hills with his wife, actress Sarah G. Buxton. The couple married on November 27, 2006. On December 20, 2006, Sarah gave birth to the couple's first child, a son named Finn Michael Brawlett. Zita Gorog, Hungarian, Gorog Zita, born September 27, 1979, is a Hungarian actress and model, often credited as Zita Gorog. Life and career. Gorog was born in Nagybatana, Hungary. She specialized in drama at the Brody Imre Grammar School in Budapest. 2. She started modeling when she was 18, first job was an Agnes B fashion show in Paris with fellow model Laetitia Casta. 2. She has since participated in campaigns for Mont Blanc, Benetton, Vodafone, Nivea, Coppertone, and Nissan. She has also been featured in magazines such as Playboy 3, Maxima 4 and several others. Gorog was the host of the weekly TV shows Cinematrix and Megastar, Pop Idol, the most viewed Hungarian talent show. 5. Her film roles include parts in Den of Lions, Cafe in the Sky, and several Hungarian movies. She is perhaps best known outside of Hungary for her brief appearances as the vampire elder Amelia in the films Underworld, Underworld, Evolution and Underworld, Blood Wars. 6-7. In a reported article it is known that Zita Gorog divorced from her husband Attila Series and it was known that he was gone for months, citing the end of their relationship. 8. However, In a news article on July 9, 2012, it was discovered that Zita Gorog is in a nascent relationship with a man named Imre Rakanze, who is a former band member of the teen pop band called VIP. 9. In 2015, a Hungarian magazine group called Hot Magazine posted on their Facebook page that Zita Gorog has wed a man named Thomas Kultai. Reports stated that she was proposed repeatedly, before she said yes. The former Idol co-host and former press officer of TV2's name came to light in June. It was also reported that they have been together for some time, and were looking to settle down for a long healthy relationship, not as a dating couple, but as a married couple. What transpired between now and then, between the two, of the wedding details and such is kept privately between the newlywed couple. Underworld, Evolution is a 2006 American action horror film directed by Len Wiseman from a screenplay by Danny McBride, based on a story by Wiseman and McBride. 4. It is the sequel to Underworld, 2003, and the second installment in the Underworld film series. The film stars Kate Beckinsale, Scott Speedman, Tony Curran, Shane Brawley, Stephen McIntosh, Derek Jacobi, and Bill Nighy. The plot follows Selene and Michael, again played by Beckinsale and Speedman, respectively, as they fight to protect the Corvinus bloodline from its hidden past. Underworld, Evolution premiered at the Cinerama Dome in Los Angeles, California on January 11, 2006, and was released in the United States on January 20, by Sony Pictures Releasing. The film received generally negative reviews from critics and grossed over $113 million worldwide against a production budget of $45 million. The film was followed by the prequel Underworld, Rise of the Lycans in 2009, and later a direct sequel Underworld, Awakening in 2012. Plot. In 1202, an army led by the three vampire elders, Marcus, Victor, and Amelia, arrives at a village full of werewolves. Victor and Amelia capture their target, Marcus's twin brother, William Corvinus, the first and most powerful werewolf. Despite Marcus's defiance, Victor orders that William be forever imprisoned in a secret location. In the present day, vampire Selene takes Michael to a safe house so that she can confront the vampire regent Craven. She plans to stop Craven from killing Marcus. Marcus awakens before Craven arrives and kills him and his men. Lawrence Macaro, an elderly man, sends in a team to investigate the aftermath of the battle in the Lycan's lair. When Macaro examines Victor's corpse, he finds a metal disc which matches a pendant originally worn by Sonia. The other half of the pendant is possessed by Michael after Lucian's death. Using the knowledge of computers obtained from Craven's blood, Marcus tracks Selene and Michael down and attacks them, but they evade him and hide in a warehouse. There, Selene and Michael share their feelings and have sex. Knowing that the pendant is important to Marcus, Michael and Selene set out to discover why he wants it. Selene recalls that she saw it as a child, but does not know its significance. They travel to the hideout of the exiled vampire historian Andreas Tanis. Tanis reveals that Marcus was the first vampire, one of the three sons of Alexander Corvinus, the first immortal. Marcus was bitten by a bat and metamorphosed into a vampire, while William was bitten by a wolf and metamorphosed into a werewolf. The third son remained human and gave rise to a line of mortal descendants including Michael, who became the first Lycan vampire hybrid. The first werewolves created by William were entirely feral and unable to return to their human forms. Due to William's destructiveness, Marcus approached Victor, then a dying mortal warlord, and offered to metamorphose him and his army into vampires in exchange for tracking down and stopping William, and destroying those he had infected. Victor did not kill the brothers because he was led to believe that doing so would result in the immediate extinction of all vampires and Lycans. Tanis further reveals that Selene's father was the architect who built William's prison and that the pendant is the key. Victor killed Selene's family because they knew the prison's location, but metamorphosed Selene into a vampire with the location of the prison encoded in her blood. Tanis then refers Selene and Michael to Macaro for help. After Selene and Michael leave, Marcus arrives, and drinks Tanis' blood to learn Selene and Michael's location, killing Tanis. Visiting Macaro, Selene and Michael discover he is Alexander Corvinus, the forefather to both the vampire and Lycan races. Alexander reveals that he has devoted his entire immortal life to keeping the vampire Lycan war a secret, and refuses to assist Selene in killing his sons. Marcus arrives, fights Michael and impales him. He learns the location of William's prison by drinking Selene's blood before mortally wounding his father and obtaining the other half of the pendant. He mocks his father's refusal to help William, revealing that he intends, with William, to rule the world as the master of a race of vampire Lycan hybrids. At Alexander's bidding, Selene drinks his blood, enhancing her physical strength and healing abilities to a level equivalent to that of a hybrid. Afterwards, Alexander blows up his ship, killing himself. Selene, aboard Alexander's helicopter, leads his team to the prison to confront and destroy Marcus, but he has already freed William. In the ensuing battle, Michael, presumed dead and carried aboard the helicopter, awakens and joins the fight in his hybrid form, killing William by ripping his head off. Selene engages Marcus in hand-to-hand combat, killing him by pushing him into the rotor blades of the team's crashed helicopter. After the battle, Selene discovers that Alexander's blood granted her hybrid abilities, including being immune to the effects of sunlight, which is lethal to vampires. Cast: Kate Beckinsale as Selene, a death dealer. Lily M. Sheen as young Selene. Scott Speedman as Michael Corvin. Tony Curran as Marcus Corvinus. Derek Jacobi as Alexander Corvinus/Lawrence Macaro. Stephen McIntosh as Andreas Tanis. Shane Brawlett as Craven. Bill Nighy as Victor. Zita Gorog as Amelia. Brian Steele as William Corvinus. Andrew Cavadas as Selene's father. Kayla Levins as Selene's sister. John Mann as Samuel. Soundtrack: Underworld, Evolution, Original Motion Picture Soundtrack. Soundtrack album. Released January 10, 2006. Genre: alternative rock, alternative metal, post-hardcore, industrial, new metal, metalcore, gothic metal. Length 62:19. Label: Lakeshore. Producer: Skip Williamson, Brain McNellis and Len Wiseman. Underworld film series soundtrack chronology. Underworld. 2003, Underworld, Evolution, Original Motion Picture Soundtrack. 2006, Underworld, Rise of the Lycans. 2009. Professional ratings. Review scores. Source rating: AllMusic star half star 5. Track listing: No. Title: Artist length: 1. The Undertaker, Renolder mix, Pussifer 357. 2. Morning After, Julian K remix, Chester Bennington 414. 3. Where Can I Stab Myself in the Ears, The Legion of Doom remix, Hawthorne Heights 358. 4. To the End, RNR Cheryl mix, My Chemical Romance 312. 5. Vermilion, PT2, Bloodstone mix, Slipknot 339. 6. Burn, Alleged remix, Alkaline Trio 402. 7. The Last Sunrise, Dusk mix, Aiden 355. 8. Bite to Break Skin, The Legion of Doom remix, Senses Fail 408. 9. Her Portrait in Black Atreyu 402. 10. Washing Away Me in the Tides Trivium 347. 11. Eternal Battle Mendoza 410. 12. Our Truth Lacuna Coil 404. 13. Cat People, Putting Out Fire, Gosling 501. 14. Why Are You Up Bobby Gold 310. 15. Suicide Meat Beat Manifesto 314. 16. HW2, cover of Halloween 2, originally recorded by Sam Hain, Cradle of Filth 338. Release. Box office. The film opened at number 1 on 3,207 screens with a weekend box office, January 20th to 22nd, 2006, of $26.9 million, for an average of $8,388 per theater. 1 As of March 12, 2006, the film had grossed a total of $62.3 million in the United States and $111.3 million worldwide. 1. Critical response. As of August 31, 2021, Underworld, Evolution has a 17% overall approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes based on 104 reviews, with an average rating of 3.9/10. The site's consensus reads, "A visual and oral assault on the senses, this vampire werewolf sequel makes a lot of noise and features a heavy-handed, overly convoluted story." 6. The template below, Metacritic Film Pros, is being considered for deletion. See templates for discussion to help reach a consensus. Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned the film a score of 36 out of 100, based on 21 critics, indicating generally unfavorable reviews. 7 audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of B+ on an A+ to F scale. 8. A few scenes of the film were shown in a panel at Comic-Con in San Diego, in July 2005, however, these scenes did not contain any plot spoilers of the script, with attendees only being informed about the new hybrids by production designer Patrick Tatopoulos. The preview was well received as hundreds of fans waited hours to see a clip of the film, as well as Kate Beckinsale and the other stars. 9. Jeanette Katsoulis of the New York Times criticized the film's steel blue filter and described it as a monotonous barrage of computer-generated fur and fangs. 10. Peter Hartlaub of the San Francisco Chronicle began his review by saying, "You can tell that Underworld, Evolution is trying to be an artistic action horror film, because every scene is bathed in the color blue," going on to say that the film is an admirable attempt to test the boundaries of the genre, though is confusing and not fun to watch. 11. Home media. The film was released on DVD on June 6, 2006 12 and on Blu-ray on June 20, 2006. 13. Accolades. Award subject nominee result. MTV Movie Awards 14 Best Hero Kate Beckinsale nominated. Scream Awards 15 Scream Queen 1. Prequel and sequel. The next film in the series, the prequel Underworld, Rise of the Lycans, depicted the background history that led to the Vampire Lycan War of the first and second films. A fourth and fifth film, the sequels to Underworld, Evolution, titled Underworld, Awakening and Underworld, Blood Wars, were released on January 20, 2012 and January 6, 2017, respectively. Catherine Romany Beckinsale, born July 26, 1973, 1234, is an English actress. The only child of the actors Richard Beckinsale and Judy Liu, she debuted in the series premiere of the 1975 daytime drama Couples. In 1993, she made her theatrical film debut with a role in Kenneth Branagh's adaptation Much Ado About Nothing whilst studying at the University of Oxford. She played leading roles in numerous British costume dramas such as Prince of Jutland, 1994, Cold Comfort Farm, 1995, Emma, 1996, and The Golden Bowl, 2000. She also starred in Pearl Harbor, 2001, Serendipity, 2001, The Aviator, 2004, and Click, 2006. Since taking the role of Selene in the Underworld film series, 2003 to 2016, Beckinsale became known for her work in action films, including Van Helsing, 2004, Whiteout, 2009, Contraband, 2012, Total Recall, 2012, and Jolt, 2021, while also earning praise for her roles in the small-scale drama Snow Angels, 2007, Nothing But the Truth, 2008, Everybody's Fine, 2009, Love and Friendship, 2016, and The Only Living Boy in New York, 2017. She returned to television in the limited series The Widow, 2019. Early life and education. Catherine Romany Beckinsale was born on July 26, 1973 in Isleworth, London. 5'6". She is the only child of actors Richard Beckinsale and Judy Liu. 7. Her half-sister from her father's earlier marriage is actress Samantha Beckinsale. 7. Her father was partly of Burmese descent. 8. 9. Her parents did not marry until 1977, prior to Beckinsale starting nursery school. 10. When she made her first television appearance at age 4, in an episode of This Is Your Life, dedicated to her father. 11. When she was 5, her father died suddenly of a heart attack, aged 31. She was deeply traumatized by the loss and started expecting bad things to happen. 12. 7. Her widowed mother moved in with director Roy Battersby when Beckinsale was 9 and she was brought up alongside his 4 sons and daughter. 13. She had a close relationship with her stepfather 7, who was a member of the Workers' Revolutionary Party during her youth. 14. She helped to sell the Newsline, a Trotskyist newspaper, as a little girl and has said the household phone was tapped following Battersby's blacklisting by the BBC. 14. Family friends included Ken Loach and Vanessa Redgrave. 14. Beckinsale was educated at Godolphin and Latimer School, an independent school for girls in Hammersmith, West London, and was involved with the Orange Tree Youth Theatre. 15. She was twice a winner of the W. H. Smith Young Writers Award for both fiction and poetry. 16. She has described herself as a late bloomer. All of my friends were kissing boys and drinking cider way before me. I found it really depressing that we weren't making campfires and everyone was doing stuff like that. 17. She had a nervous breakdown and developed anorexia aged 15-18 and underwent Freudian psychoanalysis for 4 years. 7. Beckinsale studied Russian at school 19 and read French and Russian literature at New College, Oxford, and was later described by her contemporary Victoria Coren Mitchell as whip clever, slightly nuts, and very charming. 20. She became friends with Roy Kinnear's daughter Kirsty. 21. She was involved with the Oxford University Dramatic Society, most notably being directed by fellow student Tom Hooper in a production of A View from the Bridge at the Oxford Playhouse. 22. As a modern languages student, she was required to spend her 3rd year abroad, and studied in Paris. She then quit university to focus on her burgeoning acting career. It was getting to the point where I wasn't enjoying either thing enough because both were very high pressure. 7. Beckinsale has stated she would like to complete her studies at the University of Oxford. 23-24. When Beckinsale was 51, her mother died of stage 4 cancer, aged 78. Beckinsale said, "She died the night of July 15 in my arms after immeasurable suffering." 25. Career. 1991 to 1997, early acting roles. Beckinsale decided